I'm Officer Jack Malone. Badge 4279, 19 years deep on the force. And these streets are my turf. You don't survive this long without a sharp instinct for trouble. The entertainment district downtown, with its neon-soaked bars and thumping clubs, is a breeding ground for chaos, drunks staggering out at closing time, dealers slinking through alleys, kids with too much attitude and not enough sense. And let's be straight, it's usually the same faces stirring the pot. Young black guys, swaggering around, hoodies up, always looking like they're up to something. I don't make the patterns, I just follow them. Keep the streets in line. It's a Friday night, just past midnight on May 2nd, 2025. The air thick with the smell of spilled beer and cheap cologne. I'm patrolling on foot down Vine Street, the heart of the district, where neon signs flicker and bass lines pulse through the pavement. The crowds are thinning, but the energy's still electric, clubgoers laughing. Cabs honking. A street performer packing up his sacks. My eyes catch him. A young black man, maybe 25, walking alone. Hoodie up, hands shoved in his pockets. A guitar case slung over his shoulder. He's got this smooth stride, head nodding to his earbuds, like he's untouchable. Above the king, my gut pings hard. Nobody walks like that at this hour unless they're trouble. Maybe a thief with that case. Maybe a dealer using the gig as a cover. I've seen it all before. I adjust my belt, the weight of my badge grounding me. A reminder of my authority to keep this city in check. I step into his path, boots loud on the sidewalk, and call out, "Hey, you, hold up right there." He stops, pulls out an earbud, and turns, his eyes steady. No trace of fear, just a calm that sets my teeth on edge. That's my first red flag. Nobody looks at a cop like that unless they've got something to hide. "What's your name? What you doing out here this late?" I ask, closing the distance, letting him feel the weight of my presence, my badge gleaming under the streetlight. "Jamal Carter," he says, voice smooth, low, almost musical. "Just heading home after a gig." "Heading home?" "Sure." I smirk, not buying it for a second. "A gig?" "Huh?" "Looks like you're up to more than that with that case." "ID." I snap, holding out my hand, my tone sharp enough to cut through the night. He sighs. A quiet, almost resigned sound, and reaches into his pocket, slow and deliberate, pulling out a driver's license. "Jamal Carter, 24. Local address, a few blocks away." I run it through my portable scanner, expecting a hit warrants. Priors. Something. Nothing. Clean as a whistle. Doesn't mean he's clean. Though, my gut's still buzzing. Louder now. "You're a long way from home for a gig," I say, tossing the ID back, letting it fall to the ground so he has to bend to pick it up. "What's in the case?" I nod at the guitar, my voice dripping with suspicion. "My instrument," he says, unzipping it slightly to reveal a sleek acoustic guitar. Polished. Professional? I'm not convinced. "Turn around." Hands on the wall. I order, stepping closer, my shadow falling over him. He hesitates, Just a beat. And that's my second flag. Now, I bark, hand on my cuffs, my patience thinning. He complies. Slow, placing his hands on the brick wall of the alley we're in. His posture too relaxed, like he's been here before and knows the drill. Officer, can you tell me why you're stopping me? He asks, voice steady, almost polite, like he's asking for the time. That tone lights a fire in my chest. Nobody questions a cop unless they're playing a game. Trying to get the upper hand. You look suspicious. I say, patting him down. Rough. My hands checking every pocket. Every seam. Looking for anything to justify this stop. Nothing, no drugs. No weapons. Just a phone. Keys. A crumpled piece of paper. I pull it out. Unfold it. Lyrics. Handwritten. With chords scribbled in the margins. Nice try. I say, tossing it back, letting it flutter to the ground. You're coming with me for disorderly conduct. I'm in control. Or at least I think I am. As I march him toward my cruiser parked a block away, cuffs clicking tight around his wrist, my hand firm on his arm. The street's starting to notice clubbers slowing. A few pulling out phones, their lenses glinting like vultures circling. Great. Another viral moment waiting to happen. But I'm too deep to care. You're making a mistake. Officer, he says, voice low. No trace of panic. Just a quiet certainty that burrows under my skin. That bugs me. Most people would be begging, explaining, their voices cracking with fear. Not this guy. He's too cool, too composed, like he's already 3 steps ahead. Keep talking, and I'll add resisting. I snap, shoving him into the back of the cruiser. The door slamming with a heavy thud that echoes down Vine Street. I radio dispatch. Reporting a male suspect. 24. Detained for disorderly conduct. Possible loitering to pad the charge. My hands are steady as I grip the wheel, but my gut's nagging. That guitar case and those lyrics gnawing at the back of my mind. I push it down, doesn't matter. He's still suspicious. Still fits the profile I've built in my head over 19 years. In the rearview mirror, he's sitting upright, staring out the window. No fear, no sweat. Just this eerie calm that sets my nerves on edge. That's not normal. I've hauled in plenty thieves, drunks, punks, and they all crack eventually. Their bravado melting under the weight of cuffs and a holding cell. Not this guy. He's steady, like he's waiting for the beat to drop in a song only he can hear. You got anything to say? I ask, my voice gruff, trying to rattle him, to get some kind of reaction. He meets my eyes in the mirror, his gaze unflinching, and says, I'll say it at the station. My stomach flips. It's not a threat, not defiance, just resolve. Like he knows something I don't. We pull into the precinct, and I'm back in my element, fluorescent lights casting stark shadows, keyboards clattering, the hum of authority filling the air. I march him inside, cuffs glinting under the harsh lights, and sit him in holding, the metal chair creaking as he sits. The desk sergeant, Lopez, gives me a look, his brow furrowing like I've dragged in a live grenade. I ignore it. sit at my desk, and start typing the report. Disorderly conduct. Suspicious behavior. Maybe loitering to make it stick. I'm good at this stacking charges. Building a case. Keeping the streets in line. But Jamal's still calm. Sitting there. Hands resting on his knees. His gaze distant. Like he's mentally rehearsing a melody. You got a story yet? I ask, leaning back in my chair, my tone daring him to crack, to give me something I can use. He looks at me, his eyes steady, and says, I'm a musician. Officer Jamal Carter, known as Jay. Hey, Blaze, I just played a sold-out show at the Paramount Theater. You stopped me for walking home. Musician. I laugh. The sound short and sharp, echoing in the quiet precinct. Nice try. Kid, show me proof. He nods toward his guitar case, which I've logged into evidence, and I fish out a laminated pass Paramount Theater. Yay. See. Blaze. All access. With tonight's date stamped on it. My gut sinks. A cold weight settling in. But I shove it down. Doesn't prove anything, I tell myself. He could have stolen it. Faked it. Lopez comes over. His face tight. His voice low so the other cops don't hear. Malone, you sure about this guy? I shrug. Annoyance flaring. Caught him acting suspicious near the clubs. Hands in his pockets. Hoodie up. What's the problem? Lopez glances at Jamal. Then back at me. His voice dropping even lower. That's Jay. Blaze. Malone. Grammy-nominated R&B artist. Local legend. Sold out the Paramount tonight. My niece was there. Couldn't stop talking about it. And that stop, it's already on X. Going viral. My blood runs cold. A chill creeping up my spine. I grab my phone, fingers trembling. And there it is, a video. Crystal clear. Posted by some club goer who'd been trailing behind us. Me cuffing him, barking orders. My voice dripping with contempt. His voice calm and steady. You're detaining me for walking. The video's got 500,000 views in under an hour. Hashtags like JC Blaze and Racist Cop trending hard. My name a lightning rod. Badge 4279 plastered across the internet like a scarlet letter. The precinct's a pressure cooker now. The air thick with tension. Lopez pulls up the video on his tablet, showing me the stats, views climbing. Comments pouring in like a flood. Racist cop arrests Jay. Seek. Blaze. Malone's a clown. Free Jamal. This pig needs to be fired. My name's everywhere. A trending topic for all the wrong reasons. Badge 4279, a symbol of everything wrong with the system. The door swings open with a bang, and a man in a leather jacket storms in mid-30s. All urgency. His face flushed with anger. Where's Jamal Carter? He demands, flashing a credential that reads Artist Management. I'm his manager. And this is a damn disaster. You're detaining Jeff. See, Blaze, a multi-platinum artist, for walking home after a show. My stomach drops. A hollow pit opening up inside me. Jamal's out of cuffs now, standing with his manager. Cool as ever. His presence filling the room like he's about to take the stage. Officer Malone, he says, his voice low, steady. You should have asked who I was before you put those cuffs on me. His eyes aren't angry, just disappointed. And that cuts deeper than any insult. The manager's yelling now. Words flying like bullets. Lawsuits. Lost gigs. How the label's gonna sue the department into the ground. How this is a PR nightmare for Jamal's upcoming tour. Lopez pulls me aside, his voice a harsh whisper. You arrested a famous musician. Malone. He's got millions of fans. A Grammy nomination. And that video's on every news site from here to L. The chief's gonna have your head. I'm sent to the sergeant's office. And it's a bloodbath. You detain Joe. Blaze for walking home. My sergeant roars, slamming his desk so hard the coffee mug jumps. He's a Grammy-nominated artist, a local hero, and you made him a victim. That video's at 2 million views. And the mayor's on the phone, screaming about community relations. I try to explain suspicious behavior. High crime area. My gut telling me he was trouble, but it's like shouting into a hurricane. Your gut's a career ender. Malone. He snaps, his face red with fury. You're suspended. Effective immediately. Badge. Gun. Now. I'm numb. My hands moving on autopilot as I hand over my badge. My service weapon. My identity as a cop. The precinct's a blur as I walk out. Cops avoiding my eyes. Whispers trailing me like a bad smell. I'm home. Collapsing onto my couch. A bottle of whiskey in hand. An absolute nightmare. The video's on every platform: MTV, Billboard, CNN, even international outlets. Joe. Blaze arrested in shocking police encounter. Jamal's face is everywhere on stage at the Paramount. Album covers. Accepting awards at the BET Awards. His smile lighting up crowds. My face is there too. The villain of the story. The racist cop who cuffed a star for no reason other than the color of his skin. I dig into Jamal, desperate to find something, anything, to justify what I did. Jamal Carter, 24. Known professionally as J. Blaze. Grammy-nominated R&B artist. Multi-platinum albums. Sold-out tours across the country. He grew up local. Started busking on these very streets. Worked his way up to headlining the Paramount Theater. Articles call him a prodigy. Collaborations with Beyoncé. A feature on Drake's latest album. A foundation for inner-city kids who want to make music. He's not just a musician, he's a cultural icon. A symbol of resilience. And I treated him like a common thug. All because he was black. Walking alone at night. Carrying a guitar case. My stomach churns. A wave of nausea hitting me hard. But I tell myself it was just a bad call. A mistake any cop could make. The lie feels flimsy, crumbling under the weight of the truth. The next week is hell on earth. The videos everywhere, local news, national talk shows, even late-night comedians making me the punchline. Officer Malone thought he was busting a criminal, but he got played by Briscoe. See? Blaze. The crowd's laughter stings, but it's nothing compared to the protests clogging downtown. Signs with Jamal's face. My badge number scrawled in black marker. Chance of justice for Jack. Echoing through the streets. Fan groups demand my firing. The label issues a statement condemning police brutality. And the city's facing boycotts from artists refusing to perform here until I'm gone. I'm on desk duty, pushing papers in a back office, a ghost in my own precinct. My buddies keep their distance, like I'm a walking curse, their eyes sliding away when I pass. The sergeant barely speaks to me, just hands me more forms, his silence louder than any reprimand. I'm a pariah, my career bleeding out with every newscast. Every tweet, I check X obsessively. Each post a knife twisting deeper. Malone's a racist pig. Joe. Sid. Blaze deserves better. Protect and serve. My ass. I want to scream that they're wrong, that I was just doing my job. But the footage doesn't lie. I look like a bully, looming over him, voice dripping with contempt, while he stands there, calm, unshaken, a star caught in my crosshairs. I think about the other stops I've made over the years, countless faces, countless names, all blending together. Black kids, Hispanic teens, anyone who didn't fit my idea of order. I told myself it was instinct, cop a sense, but now I see it for what it was. Bias, dressed up as duty. I've been doing this for years, stopping people for no reason other than the color of their skin. And I never questioned it, never thought twice, until now. Until Jamal Carter. Until C. blazed. Until the whole world saw me for what I am. I talked to my partner, Eddie, over beers at a dive bar, hoping for some kind of validation. He's old school like me. Been on the force 20 years. And he shrugs it off, sipping his Bud Light. Kid was probably trouble. Malone, you did what you had to. These people always play the victim, but his words feel hollow, like a script we've both been reading too long. Eddie doesn't see the articles, the multi-platinum records, the sold-out shows. He's still stuck in the US versus them mindset. Same as I was. I want to argue, to tell him it's not that simple anymore. But I don't. He wouldn't understand. I'm not sure I do either. Not yet. At home, I'm alone. The whiskey bottle, my only company. My badge on the table like a dead thing. I think about my son, grown now, living halfway across the country, barely speaking to me. What would he think? Seeing me in that video, knowing I'm the cop who targeted C. Blaze. I think about my dad, another cop, his voice echoing in my head. Keep the streets clean. Jack. Clean. That's what I thought I was doing. But all I did was dirty everything Jamal's night. My career, my name. I'm not sure who I am without the badge, but I'm starting to think I never really knew. The investigation's a formality, but it's brutal. Internal Affairs has everything. My body cam on. The Clubbers video. Jamal's statement, calm and precise, laying out my mistakes like a legal brief. Unlawful detention. Discriminatory conduct, excessive force, all of it documented in black and white. My union rep tries to fight officer discretion. High crime area, the usual excuses, but it's a losing battle. The department's under siege. The city council's facing pressure from every major label in the industry, and I'm the sacrificial lamb. The termination notice comes down swift and final. No pension, no benefits. Just a letter telling me to clear out my locker and disappear. 19 years on the force. And it's over in a single memo. X is a graveyard of my career. My name forever tied to Jamal's story. A footnote in his meteoric rise. He's on every channel. Dropping a new single inspired by the stop. A haunting track called Cuffed in the Spotlight. It's climbing the charts. His face on billboards with the tagline Blaze the Truth. I'm the villain. The racist cop who cuffed a musician for walking home. A cautionary tale in his lyrics. Protests continue downtown. Fans holding signs with Jamal's face. My badge number scrawled in black. A symbol of everything they're fighting against. The label threatens lawsuits. The mayor promises reform. And the world moves on without me. I pack up what's left of my life and move to a small town 2 hours away. Taking a job as a night watchman at a factory. It's quiet. Lonely. A far cry from the adrenaline of the cruiser. The pulse of Vine Street. I'm just Jack now. No badge. No power. Just a guy with regrets piling up like unpaid bills. I start reading books on race, on music, on the cultural history I never bothered to learn. It's like swallowing nails. Each page a painful reminder of my ignorance. But I need to understand why I failed. How I became this person I don't even recognize anymore. I learn about the history of Black musicians in America. The way they've been targeted, harassed, stereotyped guys like Jamal, who've had to fight for every stage, every note, only to be stopped by cops like me for no reason other than their skin. I read about systemic bias, about stop and frisk stats, about the way profiling has been baked into policing for decades. It's a mirror, and I hate what I see, but I can't look away. I think about my training, the locker room talk, the way we'd laugh about keeping them in line. I was part of it. A cog in a machine I never questioned. And now that machine spit me out. Therapy's a new thing for me. A guy named Dr. Harris who makes me unpack my dad's lessons, my anger, the fear I never named. You saw what you were taught to see. He says during one session, his voice calm but firm. What do you see now? I'm not sure, but I'm trying to figure it out. I start journaling, writing down every stop I can remember, every face, every name, trying to make sense of the damage I've done. It's a long list, longer than I expected, and it keeps me up at night. The guilt like a weight I can't shake. I write a letter to Jamal, pen and paper. My handwriting shaky from disuse. I apologize for the stop, for the cuffs, for the assumptions I made, for the man I was that night. I tell him I'm trying to change, to be better, to unlearn the things that led me to him. I don't send it. It's not for him, it's for me. A step toward accountability. A way to face the truth I've been running from. I keep the letter in a drawer. A reminder of the work I still have to do. I volunteer at a community center in my new town, teaching music to kids. The irony as thick as the dust on the old piano I used. I'm no musician, but I can teach them the basics. Show them how to hold a guitar, how to find a rhythm. They don't know my past, and I don't tell them. It's not about redemption. It's about doing something right. About honoring the artist I wronged in some small way. The kids are bright, eager, their laughter filling the room. And for the first time in months, I feel a flicker of something like hope. I drive by the entertainment district sometimes, not to patrol, just to remember. I see musicians like Jamal, young guys with guitar cases, heads high, dreams bigger than the streets they walk on. I don't feel that itch anymore, that need to stop them, to judge them, to assert my control. I see people now, not threats, not stereotypes. It's not enough. Not by a long shot, but it's a start. I think about my dad's voice, fading now, replaced by something new, something I'm still learning to hear. Jamal's out there, still shining, still breaking records. I saw him on the news, performing at the Grammys, his voice soaring, his presence undeniable. He doesn't talk about me, doesn't need to. I'm a blip in his story, a verse in a song he's already moved past. I owe him more than a letter, more than regret. I owe him a world where he can walk home after a show without a cop like me assuming he's less. I'm not there yet, but I'm working on it. One day, one truth, one note at a time.